All right, I'm Jason Axelrod, also known as Jaxel. I'm from New Jersey. I run the Soul Calibur community, and I often stream a lot of tournaments, mainly 8 on the Break, every Tuesday night in Denali, New Jersey. I originally was releasing videos online since about like 2005. I wasn't always streaming. It was just recording matches and then putting them online, and that always took a lot of work because there's a lot of editing to do. But I started streaming. I think my first time streaming was the Break Weekly number 54, so that was like over 2 years ago. Since then, I've gone full-fledged into streaming. You'll often see me streaming at the major events. I've got over 3,500 videos on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jaxelrod, J-X-E-L-R-O-D. That's pretty much it, streaming for about 2 years. The emphasis for 3D games is mainly because that's what got me into the fighting game community. A lot of my friends have been into the fighting game community for a long time, but they weren't able to get me into it. And it wasn't until Babyless introduced me to Soul Calibur 2 that I actually started getting into fighting games at these big tournaments. And so I emphasize 3D because when it comes down to it, I really don't like 2D fighting games. It's never been my type of style, so I don't have fun watching them as much. But I stream a lot of 2D fighting game tournaments, but mainly I only do 3D because they're the people who ask me. The 2D guys generally don't come to me to ask me to stream their stuff unless they're lesser known 2D communities like King of Fighters or Smash Brothers. My all-time favorite event to stream. See, that's a tough one because you're talking about nostalgia here or ease of access. I mean, I got different qualities that make one event better than the other. Like, if you want to talk about favorite, just in nostalgia, it's always going to be the NEC tournaments from Big E, because I've been going to those tournaments since I started in the pro fighting game community. So that's like, what, 2001? Long time ago. So that's always been my favorite event. It's been close. I know the people there. I like the people who run it. But if you want to talk about favorite place to stream, it's probably local battles in Fort Lee, New Jersey, which we have a tournament every Monday night. And that's simply because I think the venue is fantastic. It's a great venue. They do a lot of help to me to make sure that I can get my stream done as easily as possible. There's so much equipment I don't have to lug around each week because they already have it there for me. And they're really supportive of the community, and it's kind of sad that they don't get more support. I mean, most people know about local battles is from Local Battles, Chris G, and that's about it. So this is actually my first EVO, surprisingly. Everyone's always thinking, I saw you at the last EVO. Nope, wasn't me. Generally, before I started getting into Virtua Fighter 5, my main game, as you know, is Soul Calibur. And Soul Calibur hasn't really been here at EVO in a long time, so I haven't been coming to EVO. There really wasn't a point to me because, as I said before, I'm not a fan of 2D fighters. This is probably the biggest non-esports event I've ever seen. But people who worry about esports, they don't have to worry about that when they come to EVO. This is still grassroots. It's still being run for the community, by the community. And these are the people that you've been hoping to see all year round if you couldn't go to tournaments. You're like, oh, I'm not making it to that event. Chances are they'll be at EVO, so you get to meet people you haven't seen all year. Maybe you haven't seen them ever. You meet them for the first time. It's all about the community here at EVO. So that's probably the main reason to come. That's for the community. Come to EVO for the community. So my all-time favorite EVO moment, that's a tough one because, as I've told many people many times, I don't actually watch streams. I know, it's like, Jaxel, you stream, why don't you watch these other streams? Well, for me, streaming is sort of, it's work. You know, people who watch streams don't realize the amount of work that goes into streaming. So shout out to Spooky. He's a different place every weekend streaming something. He puts a lot of work in. And so if you're working all day, when you get home, when you finally get rest, do you want to turn on the TV and watch other people do the work you were just doing? And maybe you don't like the quality as much, and all you can do is be extra critical about everything, because I'm my own worst critic, so I'm harsh on everything I do, so it's only natural that I'm harsh on everything everybody else does. So I can't watch other streams because, one, it's frustrating because I've been streaming all day. I don't want to do it. And two, I can't help but criticize everything everybody always does. So I really don't have a favorite EVO moment because I don't watch streams. Looking forward to the most at EVO, I'd say it's a cross-up. It's a cross-up between hoping that I make it to top 16 in Virtua Fighter and hoping that no one from France makes it to top 16 in Soul Calibur. That if no one from France makes the top 16, I'll be so happy. Even if it has to be an entire army of Japanese people there, I just don't want to see France in top 16. I mean, France has been destroying us consistently at MLG for the past half a year. It's kind of upsetting because I think a lot of people we have in America are better than the people we lose to from France. But it's just, I don't know, things happen. And I'm really hoping that we can finally show France at EVO here on our home turf, not in grassroots, that we can take them down, even if it has to be a Japanese person. France versus America has always been sort of a big rivalry in the Soul Calibur community, and it's something we've been hyping up for a while to try to, keep interest in the game. So that and VF.